Y'all, did y'all see that guy from Minneapolis that's running to be the mayor? First of all, he's from Somalia. And I don't think he's been here long. Like, I don't think he was a natural born citizen or whatever. That lady, that Modi, I think it's called Modi Speaks. I like her channel. I saw that and I had to make a short because it's hilarious. Somebody said it looks like he could be led away from Minnesota with a flute and a piece of cheese. I can't. It's so funny. He really does. He looks like he'd be easy to kidnap. Unfortunately, I think probably vote his ass in, you know? They probably will. Vote his ass in, because that's what they do. It's the dumb following the dumb. I don't make the rules, I just make the observations, okay? How do we go from Obama to Biden? Same difference. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm so mad because my bowl got all mixed up. Oh no. Let me see if I can fix it. Everything got thrown around in my book bag, fam. And I swear to God, if these ants don't go on, I'm going to kill them all. I've got two. That was an ant bite on my face. And then, is my phone messing up? I think my phone's messing up. I might have to switch. I'm kind of mad that all my stuff got thrown around. It's okay. I don't know how this is going to taste out here. Ooh, I'm excited for these peppers. Tons of peppers. Oh, look. Oh. I thought it was a train. Hey, get on. I have bugs in my food already. Sauteed peppers with fajita seasonings. I say fajitas. I use that lightly because I just threw some shit in there. And then this is a cheeseburger bowl. And I'm excited because there's ground hamburger, eggs, jalapenos. Instead of a bun, there's sweet potatoes. Sorry, that's mustard and ketchup on that hamburger. Damn, you fly. I was gonna put the peppers on top, but I don't know if I'm gonna eat all them peppers, so I'm not gonna do that yet. Peppers, hamburger. I'm seriously hungry all the time because I'm so, like, I guess out in the elements. Your active calories being homeless go up probably 1,000 a day. Mine's steadily at around 1,200 to 1,500 active calories that I burn every day just being homeless. So it's going to take a lot more food to help you push through the elements. Damn you fly. Shoo fly. My hair. Onions. There was cheese on there, but not much. Jalapeno. It's my favorite part. I got this one damn fly. I swear to God, I'm gonna kill you. I mean, you see? You see him land on me like 10 times. I'm like, please go away. Please go away. And then when I kill him, they'll be like, oh God, she's an animal killer. Hamburger with cheese. I want some potatoes to go with it though. Sweet potato hamburger. My mouth is full of jalapeno. I told you as a meat and potatoes girl. Them boiled eggs are good on there too. That was mint bell peppers and onions. Ah, shit, I just dropped it everywhere. Oopsie. Damn. On the ground? Damn. I knew I should have put more jalapenos in here. I'm out. And I'm also full. I was waiting on these people to be done so I can finish my plan. Sorry, I can't say what I'm doing because if I do, the internet trolls will call and damn send the law. Ain't it a damn shame? I can't even say what I'm doing anymore because of the online bullying. Other people's days will be affected. Businesses. Ain't it sad? I'm so famous. I got all these trolls out here trying to damn mess with people's jobs and shit. It's crazy. Y'all, I ain't got no way to wipe this fork off. I'm wiping on the grass. Sure did. It did the job pretty well. I don't see no fajita, he's fajita seasoning on it. I don't see no fajita seasoning. Oh, I'm full. Need this water. I don't know why, but this water bottle has been leaking for 2 days. Every time I go to drink a sip of it, it just leaks everywhere, and I don't understand why. I had to take the stopper out to put electrolytes in there, and the damn thing's never worked again. It leaks. All right, maybe the stopper wasn't in there because now it's not leaking. I don't know. I'm wondering if I want to just throw the rest of this food somewhere so that I don't have to carry it around and risk it spilling in my book bag. I can probably do it right there. I'm gonna do it in a second. I feel so bad. I think I've got like 8 more days of this. You know, when I was first diagnosed, they tried to convince me to go on disability. And I didn't want to do that because I was working at the time, and I would never want to be on disability because I'm going to work my whole life. But that's how bad it was. And that was back in the day when I was with my other psychologist, Greg. He's since retired, and I'm with this other girl now, and she's actually just a therapist. She's not even, actually, she is a clinical. But anyway, when I was originally diagnosed with PMDD, that's what that was their recommendation, was to apply for disability. And I was like, y'all are crazy. I felt like they were trying to control me. I felt like then they were going to be like, oh, here's some medication. And y'all know how I feel about Big Pharma and how detrimental these things are in society. So I was like, absolutely not. It's kind of weird to look back on now and think like where life would have went if I would have took their medical recommendation, you know? I don't know. I think that there's probably a lot of people that doesn't need to be on disability. It's just the way that things are. Just like food stamps and everything else. There's a lot of people that are on that stuff that don't need it. You know? Then you got somebody like me who actually fucking struggles. I might get one good meal a day, whatever I show you guys on camera. I need to throw this away. And I'm actually homeless and I don't even get food stamps, so it's crazy. Sweet potatoes. I bet these animals are gonna go wild for this. I wanna save this bowl. I got it from Panda Express. Alright, I gotta get my ass up. Oh. It's probably not gonna set up now. Touch it. Oh. Like, that's another thing that I struggle with. Just having somewhere to fucking set the phone. Like, where am I supposed to set it? There's nowhere to set it. It's annoying. I need to damn get back in there and finish, but I've been lazy. I'm actually surprised we even made it out today. Like, the way that I've been feeling, I haven't even wanted to come out to film and shit, you know, given the circumstances. It's like, what's the point? It's a never-ending fucking cycle of bullshit. Ugh. But the fact that I even come outside today is a miracle. Like, come out the woods. I mean, be careful what I say. Like, where I'm at up on the mountain, I have a little bit of privacy. And so I have to come into the city to film because there's no service. As I've stated for 3 fucking years. Anyone that's from the area will fucking tell you I speak truth. There's no service in this town in most places. It's just how it is. And I have to be here. So, sure do. I live on the streets. So, for safety purposes, I have to be here. Because being exposed in a bigger city is how I will end up dead. Or worse, in prison for something else I didn't fucking do. Because, you know, the law damn locking me up constantly for shit I didn't do. So, for those that don't know, I've actually been in jail twice for shit I didn't do. This last case, I just got dismissed. And it was the same type of situation in 2016. They jumped the gun, they got tunnel vision, they didn't do a proper investigation, they believed lies from the start, and it snowballed into criminal charges that I just got dismissed. And it's just crazy that it would happen twice. But, you know, I have reason to believe that it'll probably happen again, because that's what happens to good people. Is when they change and they do everything that they need to do to turn over a new leaf, society comes in and says, nope, we're going to keep you in this box. What box? The Department of Corrections. And actually, for those that don't know, a good portion of people in prison are actually innocent. Studies show between 8 and 10% of the current prison population, which is over millions of people, which would be hundreds of thousands of innocent people, are incarcerated for crimes they did not do. I was one of those people twice. And actually, it was 3 times if we're being technical. But one time I was a juvenile. The circumstances were a little different. But I was still lied on, and the court case was false, so technically 3 times. It's crazy. And you know, that 8 to 10%, I bet you money that it's actually closer to 20%. That number is from years ago. Years and years and years ago. I don't even think they've done a recent study. Probably not. Nobody cares anymore. Innocent people get killed every day. Nobody cares. Innocent people go to jail. Nobody cares. Innocent people get trafficked and beat and stuck into situations that they can't get out of. Nobody fucking cares. It's just the way of the world. People just don't care, you know? It's sad. It's just the way of the world. Politicians lie. Both sides. Evil is sin. Probably always have been. They're both self-motivated. Just like a person that wants something from you. They want something from you. They want your vote. And just like a dude trying to get in your pants, they'll say whatever they need to say to make it happen. They'll pander to the masses with their lies and promises of sweet nothings. And people fall for it. Time and time and time and time again. Shit for decades after decade. You ever talk to any old heads? They're like, oh yeah, when I was your age, I was voting for the Republican Party, and then I went Democrat for 50 years, and now I'm back Republican. It's like, you don't learn shit, do you? It took me 2 years of politics for me to be like, you know what? They're all fucking evil, aren't they? Some people never learn. Clearly. Or is it that they want to live with blinders on, so they ignore the facts that's in front of their face to save their feelings, you know? Because there's a lot of things that's true, like Trump being in the Epstein files. I mean, it's more probable than not, right? We know he was on Epstein's plane. We know he visited the island. We don't know under what pretenses or circumstances or context. Was it a dinner party? Was worse shit going on? We don't know. But we do know that they were close allies. They were friends in some capacity. Enough for Epstein and Trump both to openly admit, yeah, we're great allies. We're great friends. And then fast forward, when he won his presidential election, you can see the starting to distance himself from the Epstein situation. And then lo and behold, you know, as he's running for the 2020 presidential campaign, Epstein ends up dead in September of 2019, I do believe. It's really weird. But my point is most people will deny the facts to save their feelings because they don't want to have a serious discussion. They don't want to be rational about it. Two things can be true at the same time. He could have been an old pervert that figured out that he shouldn't be an old pervert, which is what I think is the case. I think he was definitely a womanizer, most definitely chauvinistic, misogynistic. That's all on record. You can't say grab him by the P word in any context as a man and it be viewed as a good thing. We have that on camera. We've also seen him in his playboy lifestyle. Two things can be true at once. I do think that his social status as president made him self-evaluate. Did he actually learn from being a chauvinistic pig that he should respect women better? Or did he just pretend like he respects women more to get the vote? I don't know. I would like to say that maybe he's changed a little bit, maybe settling down with Melania. I don't know. I just know that people ignore the facts. instead of having an honest discussion like I just had with myself. And that's the discussion that we need to be having. Did he change his character because he matured and he realized it was wrong? Or did he change it for a political view or vote? You know what I mean? For a political view. Yeah, that too, you know. The way he looks to the public. He needed to clean up so people would vote for him, you know. That was around the same time that Epstein was killed. The timeline is really weird to me in my brain. You know? I mean, you know, I know that most people think the Clintons had him killed, but in all rationale, the person that at that moment in 2019, September of 2019, the summer of 2019, actually the person that had the most motive would have been Donald Trump, because he was running for his 2020 election. So as I recall, that was the second or third time he had tried to clean up his image. And of course, you know, there was these lawsuits with the woman that claims that she was R-worded in a dressing room changing room back in like the 1970s or 80s. I don't believe a word of that, just to be clear. Eugene Carroll or whatever. Listen, I don't believe a word of it. I do believe he paid sex workers. I do believe that he was seeing prostitutes frequently. And I do believe that he felt like he could treat women any old way because of the fact that he had these paid interactions. Do I think he was messing with children? Honestly, psychologically speaking, he shows no markers of that. And I'm not saying that just because I wanted him as president. When we're talking about the psychology behind somebody who's a pedophile, Donald Trump doesn't have markers of that. He's dated younger women, but not significantly younger where it's weird. Let me look at some of his ex-girlfriends and when he dated them. He's never dated anyone that looked like a child. He's never openly messed with children like Joe Biden did. Remember how he used to mess with children? Because I do. He couldn't be near... Joe Biden could not be near a child without having to touch that child inappropriately. There are dozens of videos of Joe Biden inappropriately touching children. Usually, the craziest part, usually it was when their family was around. National stage, press conference, and here's Joe Biden over here touching on this kid, playing with her hair, smelling her hair, touching her face. That behavior is a marker for pedophilia. Yeah, when old perverts, man or woman, when they cannot resist their urges. And they just have to be around children in some capacity. In any kind of social setting where there's children, they will flock to children to try to interact with children. It's disturbing. The fact that no one could see this when he was president it goes to show that people are getting dumber. How many children got groped by Joe Biden in just a 4-year span? Oh, I'm sorry, 8-year span. How many children? 4-year span. Lord, Brooke. How many children? Because I remember dozens. And matter of fact, there was 1 or 2 videos of him messing with children that I posted on my channel. Weird. Yeah, we don't see Donald Trump implementing behavior like that when he's in front of children. And matter of fact, his grandchildren have a completely different response than Joe Biden's grandchildren or offspring. I don't know whose family kids those were, but it's very clear that he likes women. I don't think he was ever into children. He doesn't. I don't know. He, however, has made some weird statements about his own daughter. Now that could be a marker. I think he said that he wished he could date Ivanka or something. Or no, what's his daughter's name? Is it Ivanka? His second so his first daughter is Tiffany, right? And then he's got the other one. Is that Ivanka? He said stuff about dating her. He's like, oh, I wish I could date her or something. That was weird. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, When President Trump said he would date his own daughter, 2006. He said, quote, "I've said if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her." So he said some shit okay, it's concerning. I just, damn it. I just wonder. Oh, God. Yeah, he's definitely said some shit. I mean, even as far back as 1997, when he was visiting the Miss Teen USA pageant, and Ivanka was apparently one of the contestants, he turned to the audience and said, "My daughter's hot, right? Like, isn't she hot?" Like, I just think that, he called his eldest daughter voluptuous. He said it's okay to describe her as a piece of ass. What? And he said that if she wasn't his daughter, perhaps he'd be dating her. Okay, so maybe I was wrong in my original assessment. You know, the crazy thing about, I've talked about this before. I've told you guys how there's a psychological pull in perverts that make them obsessed with the offspring of the person they were infatuated with. Ivanka's mother, didn't they split up? Did she leave him? Oh, God. Yeah, he said some pretty fucked up shit. It's kind of crazy. I didn't know he said half this shit. But who was Trump's first wife? So the way that it works is Ivana. When did they met? When did Trump marry Ivana Trump? 77. How old was she? I do think it's interesting that he married two different immigrants. Why would you say stuff like that about your kid, man? That's disgusting. Like, I don't understand. Anyways, I guess he does have a couple of the markers. And I'm wondering if he was who initiated the divorce. Because marriage, here we go. Because if she left him, then that makes perfect sense if he is a pedophile, why he's obsessed with her daughter. There's a psychological, with their daughter, there's a psychological rewiring for perverts like this that get obsessed with the offspring of their original victim. It's crazy. Who got divorced? It doesn't tell me. Who filed for divorce from Trump? Ivana filed for fucking divorce. Ivana filed for divorce. So that makes perfect sense why he would be saying that shit about his daughter. Y'all. Whoo, the more you know. Insert rainbow here. Wow. That is wild. Y'all. Sometimes people's brains get rewired in the worst kind of way. Who says some stuff like that about their kid? And that wasn't even the worst of it. He's said some weird shit about Ivanka. And also there's weird videos of like the way he would like pull her onto his lap and stuff. I didn't want to read too much into it, but now that I found out that Ivana is the one that filed for divorce, it makes perfect sense why I don't want to say he's ever crossed that line with his daughter, but he clearly has crossed some kind of line that is not a father and daughter relationship, because you don't talk about your child in the capacity of, ain't she hot? Oh, she's voluptuous. If I was younger, I'd be dating her. If she wasn't my daughter, I'd be dating her. That's crazy. That's psycho talk. That's pedophilia talk. She died? She died by falling down the stairs? What? What is going on? Ivana Trump allegedly fell down the stairs and died in July of 22. Y'all, these family secrets. Blunt impact injuries to her torso after falling down the stairs. How do you receive blunt force trauma to the torso from steps? Whatever, it's their story. I'm gonna let them tell it. Oh, she actually died July 14th of 2022. Ivana died at the age of 73 from injuries to her torso from falling down in her Upper East Side Manhattan apartment. Everybody posted condolences online, but so weird. I did not know. Oh man. What the hell? Dude. I got bugs everywhere. So it looks like he was cheating on Ivana with Marla Maples, which is why she filed for divorce. Suspicious death? Is that what y'all calling it? They called it a suspicious death. You don't say. Why was Donald Trump not investigated for the suspicious death of Ivana Trump, who appears to have been pushed down a flight of stairs and quickly buried on Trump's property just prior to her non-disclosure agreement expiration? The plot thickens. Oh, shush it. She was cremated, put in a jar on the golf course by the first hole. Cannot make this shit up. Allegedly. So it looks like Ivana, had went on several recent trips with Trump to Moscow and beyond. Maybe it was somebody else. They're not clear. I hate when people don't, damn, you couldn't have put a name in there. You couldn't have said so-and-so and her went to Moscow. You think we just supposed to know? Piss me off. Waste of space, I tell you. She knew a lot. She turns up dead days before the dispositions were to be given in a major investigation against the Trump business. The medical examiner can rule blunt force trauma consistent with falling down the stairs, but they did not say why she fell or if she was pushed. Now, I did know that. Some guys in the chat talking about how Fred, and Donnie, Fred was, I think, Trump's father, and Donnie was his brother, but I could be wrong. Donnie might have been the father, Fred might have been the brother. It don't really damn matter. The point is that they were both slumlords. Now, I know that they got sued back in the day for discrimination or something, and they had some, like, low-income housing, and I knew about that. It said that they were slumlords. It says that allegedly Trump's money was heavily tied up with the mob and the dogs. When Trump said that he could shoot someone in broad daylight in the middle of Fifth Avenue and lose no support, he wasn't lying. Both Ivana and Epstein's deaths are both questionable. Epstein, we weren't even talking about him. Trump used his influence to make certain that Ivana would be buried without much scrutiny. If that had been my wife, you can bet your sweet Bippy that they would have required a full tox screen. That's routine in an autopsy, except for Ivanka's. Hold on. This shit's getting good. Give me a minute. Did Ivanka Trump have a toxicology screen during her autopsy in 2022? That's standard procedure. You can't do that. No. Yes, his first wife, not Ivanka. Oh, Ivana. They're so damn close. Google says she's still alive, Ivana. No shit, Sherlock. Based on available reports, Ivana Trump's cause of death was determined to be blunt impact injuries to her torso from an accidental fall down the stairs. However, the New York Office of Chief Medical Examiner ultimately ruled her death an accident and stated that it would not comment further on the investigation after releasing that determination. Can you please find another home? I don't even have one. God, bugs. Hold on. While some question the lack of information and potential for a more thorough investigation, official statements focused on the accidental nature of the death and the blunt force trauma sustained. It is unclear from the available information if the toxicology report was ever publicly released. Well, Google, all-knowing goo, wouldn't you have a copy if it did exist? That's kind of your job. Ivana Trump autopsy report, and it just keeps saying blunt trauma to the chest, but let's think about this, okay? I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at this lady dying, but let's think about how we could get blunt force to the chest from some steps. Did she fall down with her arms behind her, face first, like she was bobsledding at the Olympics? I mean, let's think about it. Seriously, she would have had to her arms would have had to been back, and she would have had to hit the steps at a certain angle to fall. She fell down them, okay? Maybe there's another position that I'm not thinking of. How does one fall down the steps and get severe injuries to the torso from the steps with their arms in front of them or beside them? Or listen, I'm not a physicist, okay? I'm not. If we saw blunt force trauma to the head, I would have been like, oh yeah, she probably was just, elderly, slipped, fell down the steps, blah, 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 blah. But riddle me this, Batman. How do we sustain blunt force trauma to the chest when the steps are probably not even a step high, and the arms would have been, I mean, most people fall, they instinctively put their arms out. Ask me how I know. I was charged with crimes that I didn't commit, so I've actually done a little bit of studying on this because of a prior case that I was involved with. Most people, when they go, put their hands out to catch them. I'm just genuinely curious how she got blunt force trauma to the torso from falling down steps. I mean, there was no damage to the face. If she fell forward, her head would have been impacted too, right? Weird. Maybe this is why I don't have a job. Maybe this is why I'm not a medical examiner. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but it's weird. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard of an accidental fall causing damn blunt force or, blunt force injuries to the torso. It's just weird. I'm trying to think of something that I would think that would cause blunt force trauma to the torso. I don't know. Hitting a triple on a dirt bike and coming off a jump and the handlebars beating you in the chest. Maybe that. What else? What else could cause blunt force trauma to the chest? A steering wheel from a car accident. Yeah. The impact and the airbag going off and your body ricocheting between the seat and the steering wheel, we could actually see some trauma to the chest or the abdomen. I don't know. Which is weird because I'm accident prone, so I should have 100 examples. It's weird. I'm sorry. I'm just nosy. I'm not trying to start nothing. I like the guy, and I actually had a lot of respect for him at the beginning of the year, but the tides have turned, and it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, it's still a better option than Kamala Harris. But it's weird. Here we go. You know what's crazy? Hypothetically, if any of this buffoonery that we're reading about Trump is true, if any of it's true, he could have covered this up a heartbeat. One phone call. If anything that we've talked about is true, if he had ties with the mob, and then we know that he grew up in New York. The medical examiner's office was in New York. Close circles. I know it seems like a big city, but when you're Donald Trump, it's not. You know everybody. And if you don't know them personally, you know somebody that knows somebody. Listen, I'm the defense attorney today. I'm here to spread doubt in your mind. All I'm saying is this happened in New York. The medical examiner was in New York. Donald Trump knows everybody. If this, in fact, wasn't an accident, all I'm saying is that it would have been easy to cover this death up. Extremely easy. Matter of fact, listen to this. Less than 24 hours after her death, New York City's chief medical examiner completed 73-year-old Ivana Trump's autopsy and said that she died from blunt force trauma to the torso, allegedly from falling down steps. Like, do I need to go find some steps and some carpet and turn myself into a crash test dummy? Because I will, just to prove, in my opinion, that you could not get these types of chest injuries from a fall down steps. The fact that this even passed through is wild. Let me see if there's another case. Let me just take a gander. Listen, who was that one guy that killed his wife and he pushed her down the steps? Drew Peterson? That was out of North Carolina, I do believe. I believe he killed his wife. Yeah, hold on one second. Has anyone ever fell down the steps and killed themselves from torso injuries? Let me find out this is common. I'm going to feel so stupid. No. Kathleen Peterson was her name. She was another woman. Well, she was a woman that was in my opinion, most definitely pushed down the steps. I'm not seeing any case. Can you receive torso injuries for falling down the steps? It says it can. Y'all. Was she trying to bobsled to the kitchen? Like, I don't understand. She was 73 too. So here, I'm going to be the prosecutor. She was 73. So I do know that elderly people fall a lot, because my mama had to have her teeth surgically removed out the top of her mouth. She fell at the beauty salon and bounced off her face. Her top like bounced off of some steps, and it pushed her dentures up into her mouth, and then she had to get those like taken out. It was crazy. So it says that it can cause torso injuries and also spinal injuries, which is what I expect. But because your arms are not going to be back here if you're falling backwards. They're still going to be out here in front of you, where I would think they would be if you were falling forward as well. Maybe I'm just bad at physics, probably. I'm seeing spinal cord injuries. It's still weird though. And then Epstein died 3 years before. So Epstein died in 2019, and then Ivana Trump died in 2022 from a mysterious fall down the steps, which they didn't even give her a proper burial. It looks like they literally cremated her and then stuffed her on the golf course at one of Trump's locations. And it was kind of just forgotten about. Everybody, the family, posted on social media that they were sorry to see her go and that she had passed away, but that was pretty much it. Nothing more was said. It's crazy. Oh, and he was gearing up for the 24 election. He would have been gearing up in 2022 for the election in 24. You know, those decisions are made years in advance. Fun fact. And they start years in advance trying to clean up all of the mistakes that are public information. And as we've seen in the past, sometimes people actually go missing. They end up just mysteriously dead. Like some of Epstein's victims, 3 or 4 of them ended up dead in Florida in random hotels. Weird. 2 of them, I think, were drug overdoses. Allegedly. I mean, that's what they said. I mean, a drug overdose can still be murder. Like, you know, it's weird. It's just weird how now that he's in office, I'm finding out all this stuff that's weird. You know, it's like, I really do, like, y'all, I'm not trying to sound cynical, but this is the perfect example of everybody being evil. I mean, what's that one guy that he talked about quitting the FBI? Oh, Bargino or whatever. Yeah. Like, the fact that he even thought about quitting tells me that he doesn't want any involvement in no crooked shit. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, come back. What's wrong? Are you okay? Oh, what's wrong with you? It's a bee. I think his butt hurts. Or either he's about to sting me. He's like rotating his butt like he's not okay, and he was dragging it on the ground. I wish I could help him. I don't know what's wrong with him. Sucks when they're little like that and you really can't do anything for them. Maybe he's just cleaning that thing. Maybe he just needed a resting ground to clean that thing. I get it, dude. I be doing that same shit in the river. I take my legs and I go just like that too. Just like you. I'm gonna call you Blue, even though you're yeller. Because you brought me out of my blue. You are so cute. You think it's a bee? I don't care what he is. He's my friend. Not that ant, though. I swear to God, I'll kill you dead. say hello to my friend. His name's Blue. He likes you. He said, will you be my friend? My name's Blue. I like to twerk for you. Is he twerking? Yes. You saw that, right? He said, ain't that crazy? That reminds me. Oh, he fell. He fell. It's okay. He's still twerking. Listen, remember that time I was playing with the lizard on the beach? I swear to God, y'all, this lizard come out of nowhere. And he like ran up on these rocks. It was sunset and all these boats were going by. And I'm watching this lizard watch the sunset. I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, I know that animals are out here exposed in this stuff, but like, I don't think I really ever knew that. Oh, buddy, it's okay. Oh, he's trying so hard. I think he might be. I saw the lizard crawl up the rocks. He looks out and he posted up. He rested his little body with his head poked up in the air, watching the boats go by. I mean, I don't think I ever wondered if they enjoy the sunsets and sunrises and the moons like we do, but they clearly do, because he was watching the boats go by. I swear to God on my life. He did. He's like, every time a boat go by, he'd turn his head and watch it go by. I don't know what's up with this bee, but... Hey, Siri. Why would an ant... Oh, God, it's not even an ant. Hey, Siri. Oh, I got an ant on me, though. Oh, my God, I got ants all over me. Hey, Siri. Why would a honeybee's butt be hurting? I don't have an answer for that. Come on, man. Why would a honeybee's butt be hurting? Something's crawling on me. Oh, he might have got bit. Parasitic mite syndrome. You got PMS too? That's what they call it, PMS. He's got PMS. Oh. I don't think he's gonna live. Yeah, it says when they mess with their abdomen like that, their butts, it's actually their abdomen, it's perceived as their butt. It says that they might have a parasite or something, you know. Sorry, my ass is hanging out. Excuse me. I have on shorts under here, so mind your business. It's 100 degrees. Oh, there's a spider. Hey, get. Get on. Get. You better go. You better. Gone. Not my glasses either. I don't know if that was a bee. I think it might be. Oh, it says they're trying to cool off his ass. He says he's hot. So he's either hot or he's got a parasite. So exciting. Is he gonna live or die? I don't know, but it was nice to meet you. I hope you live. I'm praying for you. Jesus, let that bee live. Let him be. Let the bees be. How do we go from Jeffrey Epstein and damn Trump to damn... And look, the bee, ADHD. The bee got me on my ADHD. I wish I could see her autopsy. This ain't telling me shit. This is all a bunch of conspiracy theorists just being like, oh, well, her casket was heavy and she was cremated and her cremation would only, her ashes would have been 2 pounds. I think she was buried with documents. And they say I'm a conspiracy theorist. Oh, God. That's funny. Ivana Trump's autopsy. Something's crawling on me. You can't find out no information. None of the injuries, how far she fell, the actual autopsy, who the medical examiner was. You can't find none of this. That is so weird. It does not even tell you who found her dead. For God's sakes, listen. Ivana Trump was found dead in her apartment, but it does not tell you who. And it says who found Ivana dead, and it still don't even tell you who found her dead. The restaurant prepared her last meal, a takeout order of soup picked up by her assistant the night before she died. Concerns about catching COVID kept Ivana in isolation, but she was making plans to embark on her annual trip to the French Riviera. She was always afraid of getting the virus, so she decided that she was going to go to St. Tropez. It does not even tell us who found her dead. This is the weirdest thing. It just says she fell down steps. You can't find nothing else about it. It's weird. She received a $14 million settlement during her divorce from Trump. Yeah, so she's buried on the Trump National Golf Club, Bedminster, in New Jersey. That's weird. I'm just saying it's weird to have somebody die like that, and there's no copy of the autopsy readily available. I mean, the chances of her falling are probable because she was at that age where your motor skills start to go and you don't have any way to, like, stop yourself once you start falling. So it's more than likely that she accidentally died, but still, it's crazy. So weird, the timeline too. Y'all, it's nice out here. It's not too hot today. It's like 85. Yeah, it's nice out here. It's not too hot. My whole day got messed up over that nicotine patch. I can't work out without one. because I have to come outside every 5 minutes to damn hit a vape. It must be nice for people who don't need much to get by in life. I wouldn't know. I've always needed food, water, nicotine, caffeine. I gotta have all of that just to function every day. Preferably 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6 times a day of each. Food, water, repeat. What was his name? Was it Drew Peterson? No, that's the one that killed Lacey Peterson. Scott Peterson? Who was the Peterson that killed his wife? Pushed her down steps. Michael Peterson. Yeah, there's a Netflix documentary with Michael Peterson about Kathleen Peterson. He pushed her down the steps and killed her. He was sentenced for killing her, and it was out of Durham, North Carolina, not Raleigh. For some reason, in 2011, they granted him a retrial here in North Carolina. So Elizabeth was found dead at the foot of her staircase with head injuries. Damn it. Oh, that was his mama. What? Hold up. What? Oh my God, I did not know this. All right, let me start over. So Michael was from Durham, North Carolina, right? He actually was originally from Tennessee, moved to Durham after being in the military. Him and his wife, Kathleen, bought this beautiful property in Durham, this big, beautiful mansion. They had all these children. Happy life, happy wife, blah, 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 right? So before they moved into their home in Durham, North Carolina, Michael and Kathleen, after getting married, Michael was in the service. He was fighting in the Vietnam War. And after serving in the Vietnam War, he began to write novels and newspaper columns about his experiences following his honorable discharge in 1971. While living together, Michael and Patricia became close with their neighbors. Her name was Patricia, sorry. They became close with their neighbors and friends, George and Elizabeth Radcliffe, right? So Patricia and Michael are hanging out with George and Elizabeth. George died from a military accident in 1983, and in 1985, Elizabeth was found dead at the foot of her staircase with head injuries. Well, as it just so happens, 20 years later, his wife would be found in the same damn condition. Weird. I did not know that. Michael and Patricia, I am so confused. Why? That's his first wife? Lord, why do these people? Why? Okay, so Patricia was his first wife. Kathleen's the one he's going to kill. Lord. Michael and Patricia later divorced, and not long after, he moved in with Telecom's executive, Kathleen, before tying the knot with her. In 2001, Kathleen was found dead at the bottom of her staircase. Michael was seemingly innocent at first, as he was the one who dialed 911 after finding her at the base of the steps. Wow. According to the detective, Kathleen was splayed out on the floor, her head resting at the landing of the back staircase. Details that suspicion due to the close similarities of Elizabeth's death in 1985, which was their neighbor. Remember, she was also found dead at the bottom of some steps. I just want to be clear that the likelihood of both of these women accidentally tripping and falling and killing themselves, and them both being in close proximity to him, is like slim to none, okay? Just to be clear. Michael suggested that Kathleen fell down the stairs after drinking too much alcohol and Valium. She was a pill-popping wino, and it's her own fault. But no fingerprints were detected on the wine bottle or the glasses in the kitchen. Kathleen was apparently bludgeoned to death after a medical examiner noticed several lacerations on her scalp. The dry blood atop her head was a clue that she had been there for a while, and since Michael was the only person in the house at the time, he was the only suspect. Oh, God, that's right. Michael was in the men. I forgot. So Michael wasn't screwed right. He wasn't wired right. The prosecution said that Michael killed his wife after they got into a fight about Kathleen's discovery of more than 2,000 explicit images of men on Michael's computer. And it was more than that. I think he was also like in contact with like male escorts and paying for male escort companion. I might have my details some wrong, but allegedly, as I recall, it was deeper than that. He was plumb cheating on her with men and then coming home and trying to kiss his wife. He deserves to be under the jail. How disgusting. The defense tried to say that Kathleen was accepting of Michael's escapades. I can assure you that that's not true. No woman, not in her right mind, not of Kathleen's status. Kathleen was a respectable, honorable woman. There's a great documentary on Netflix, by the way. I think it's called The Staircase or something. I could be wrong. Anyway.